And on the 8th day of each month, we like to bring you behind the scenes here at Channel 8 and introduce you to one of our off-screen co-workers who are also working to make our community a better place. For May, Shelby Kluver sat down with our colleague, Krissy Topping, who makes it her mission to bring events and parades of all sizes to her small town of Matherville, Illinois. It's all about 8, only here on The Current.
Welcome back. We are filming this on a cold and windy and kind of drizzly day, but we're out in Matherville, Illinois to talk about an All About 8. We're here with Krissy Topping. Krissy, thank you so much for welcoming us to your community.
Thank you for coming to Matherville. I appreciate it.
How about we start with talking about what you do at QAD and how long you've been there?
I have been at WQAD for 9 years. I'm a senior marketing consulting in the sales department.
Wow. But you've lived in Matherville for how many years?
Almost 56 years, born and raised here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's a small town. You said, what, 700 people?
Yes, there's 700 people in Matherville.
But I've heard that whenever it comes to a parade or an event or anything going on around Matherville, that you're kind of the woman that helps spearhead all of that.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, Matherville loves parades, and usually partnering with the Matherville Volunteer Fire Department. They are awesome with any event that we'd like to do. But I've just learned over the years that anything involving a parade in Matherville brings people out.
I've been to some of the Matherville parades, and you're absolutely right. Talk to me about the Facebook group that you run.
There's a Matherville Community Club Facebook page, so that's what we use just to get a lot of the information out about what's going on in Matherville, events coming up, and just really basic information. It helps people that are just moving into town to get familiar with Matherville.
You know, you have a full-time job, you have your own life outside of work. It takes a lot of work to organize, you know, one parade, let alone a whole bunch of them over the years, or a bunch of events over the years. Why do you do all this? Why put in all this work?
I like to see a smile on people's faces. I like to bring the community together, and it's just a lot of fun.
What are some of the events that you guys are putting on this year?
So we just recently had the Easter parade. Our biggest event coming up in July is our July 3rd fireworks, which brings in thousands of people. There'll be face painting for the kids. And then we'll have the Matherville Halloween Parade and the Matherville Christmas Parade, all led by the fire department. Kids love fire trucks.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of a more general question, but you know, it takes so much work sometimes to even get yourself to that point where you're volunteering or you're dedicating yourself to the community. But if someone is watching and, you know, they say, I want to make a difference where I live and in my community, what would be your advice to them?
Well, nature and exercise is my passion, and I love picking up trash. So I just use that as something to do. Come home, put on my comfy clothes, go for a walk, pick up trash, and I think it also helps my mental health. Clears your head if you're having a stressful day, and it's something you can do, and it's also something that you can do with your family.
And before I let you go, what were you just telling me before we started filming about helping out your neighbor?
Yeah, so it's not that you have to contact anyone to volunteer. Anyone can volunteer, but if you see a neighbor struggling, maybe you have an elderly neighbor that you know needs help with yard work or shoveling, just lend a hand and let your neighbors know that Matherville is a friendly place to live.
Well, Krissy, you've made Matherville definitely a better place to live.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Before I let you go, when did 4th of July or 3rd of July planning start?
Okay.
I assume it's already going on.
It's always in the works.
That's what I thought.
It's always in the works, and that's through the fire department, but we're always talking about 3rd of July. It's our biggest event. It's a lot of excitement in Matherville.
It's going to be fun.
Yes, it will be.
Krissy, thank you
always
so
a great
much.
show.
Thank you so much for having us out here.
Thank you.
And you can check out any of our past months All About 8s, including our WQAD Dr. Doolittle, by heading over to our website, WQAD.com.